Okay, this is an interesting little piece. I've done one of these before. Let's see if we can make this one look really cute. It's not printed, although the colours might be printed. Let's see if we can make it look really cute. I'm going to blow this one up big, 400. We're going to have to make a master copy because we need to make it bigger. So I'm wondering what colour are we going to negative positive it, or are we... So we're just going to darken this and... Oh, fuck. No, you can't set it with photo. That'd be right. We're just going to go here and... leaving that in the middle. Where are we going with this? I'm wondering how are we going to make this look good. Going to make it contrasty. And what background colour are we going to give this? I think magenta would go with this particular type of original. Okay, doing this a little differently. Let's see what it is that we're actually demoing with. It is another plastic frog. Very cute. Well, these are going to be donated. I'm definitely not throwing these on the street or in the rubbish bin. You know, I want to make these plastic frogs give somebody a little bit of joy. I mean, the real thing seems to be having trouble. As I've said, previous demo I did with a frog, plastic frog, is that even when it's been raining in my local area, I haven't heard a single peep out of the frogs. And I only remembered this when I was photocopying a plastic frog. So basically I just forgot all about the frogs, even though you normally hear them when it's wet. But I think it's been so dry that the frog colony's probably all dead now. They've all died, which is really sad. But anyway, that's quite a nice looking rendition. I'm thinking maybe I could put it in the centre and it'll look good. So I'm wondering if we're just going to make this into a... I'm just going to try and centre it as much as we can. It's not easy doing it this way. So now I'm wondering if maybe we're going to lighten it up a bit. And the magenta... This is not... Oh, this is negative. I was expecting it to be negative positive. That's why I put it on as magenta. So now we're just changing it to that. So now we're just going to close. Actually, I'm just thinking we're going back to our normal, what we were going to do, and that is to make him into a cute little mirror image of a plastic frog. So we just let the paws hang over the edge a bit, or the little feet, and let's see how we go now. Let's see. But that first image looked quite nice. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that's interesting. It's not there. It doesn't come up very well, I must say. Not as well as I was hoping. And I do want the other little foot to be on the edge so we can make this, or maybe we can just enlarge it bigger using this one. But I'm thinking we need, what are we going to need? I'm thinking yellow is a better colour for this, and maybe some more tweaking has to be done to make it look better. So I'm thinking magenta's no good for this. It's going to be yellow, and colour adjust. We've got to do it. We've got to get away from, we're going to get away from the contrast and shit. We're just going here where we normally go, and we just got to add some red to make it more interesting, and the hue. We're going to just cool it down. So we've changed things down or up a bit. So I'm wondering if we're going to somehow line his other foot up against the edge further, like so, and maybe he's still got his other foot over there. So let's see how we go. It's a little tricky trying to use these little things to photocopy to make them look really interesting. So let's see how that goes. Okay, we used yellow on another frog that we did, and again that foot is still a long way away from the edge, so I'm wondering if maybe we're going to use this as our master copy and we're going to make this into a different job compared with the other job we did. So I'm going to put this aside. That's going to be donated, I'm sure, some child or adult. I'm just thinking this is not showing much here, so I'm thinking we're going to use this. I'm just not happy with that bit. It's not showing a much stripe. So I wonder if I do it again or keep it like that, and maybe I'm going to enlarge this. So we're now going to switch it to copied paper, and we're going to basically reverse the colours and see what happens. So we're going to reverse the colours. I'm actually thinking the magenta one might be better, the first one we did. So I'm thinking the first copy can be done differently. So we've got that one as well, but this one I think is the one we want. It's got more variety there. So we're just going to put it on the glass and reverse the colours. So we just all make them into negative. So this is not easy. This will there'll be probably an intermediate master copy made. So we're now going to switch that off, and we're just going to go and maybe the hue could be a lot warmer, because that blue looks too cold. It's not going to be blue anyway. It's going to be it's going to look different, I'm hoping. We'll soon find out. This is a little bit challenging, I must say, for a little plastic frog. So let's see how we go. Whoa, that looks nice. That looks really, it's like positive. See the positive? It's very similar. And you got that beautiful green background. So I'm thinking we're going to make that into what we're going to do. So now we're just going to do some work on this. So now we're just going to overlap this edge so we can get the foot on the edge there. And we're going to make this look a lot better than what it is. We're just going to take a bit out of it. We don't want the border to show up. Now we've got to work out how big to make the vertical, the horizontal. I think it's the horizontal. Yeah, the vertical. And yeah, the vertical. Sorry, folks, forgetting. So the horizontal is going to be quite a large size. It's probably going to be 400%, and the vertical is going to be a whole lot less. We're going to make the vertical, how big will the vertical be? I think the vertical will still be in the hundreds, 100 and 150. I think it'll be 150 or thereabouts. So now we've got the settings all nice and done. Now we're just going to bring this back to positive mode. And hopefully it'll fit nicely on the page. And we've made a suit. Oh shit, that's too big. Look at him. He looks funny. He looks a bit too elongated. Look at him. We've lost most of him. So now I think 400 is too big. That was crazy. It was a crazy guess. We're just going to get that down. How far down we're going to get it? I think 200 was the size we're actually after. Twice the size, not 4 times the size. See that? So basically this is what we got. That elongated. It shows how powerful the distortion you can get with these enlargements and also reductions. So let's see how this plastic frog is going to turn out. Okay, that looks good. That's near perfect. It's as close to perfect as you can get. So now I'm happy with that setting and the positioning. Now I've got to work out which part's going to be the actual corner. So I'm thinking this is going to be the corner of our froggy design. We're going to make that into that, or maybe I'm thinking this might be the corner of the froggy design. So we're going to make that our corner. So we're just going to hurry up and print another one off. This is going to be a prolongated demo, folks, as usual, as we often have with some of these more challenging demos that we present ourselves with, or I present myself with, so to speak. So now we've got that. It's really almost well centered, this froggy. So now let's just line these corners up, and we've got the tightest borders, which makes it even better. So now we're going to go here, go to hit in 2 copies, and we're just going to go here, and we're going to just look for the mirror image and see our little froggies, our little froggy. Well, at least photocopying a plastic frog is more humane than, it'd be nearly impossible to turn a living frog on his back and have him sit there posing for the photocopier, and you certainly couldn't drop a dock feeder on him. Although I didn't drop a dock feeder on the plastic frog this time, but you can see that's one of the good things about, one of the positives of plastic models like these is that they don't fight what you're doing, and it's not cruel. Because if you tried to put wrestle a frog onto a photocopier, that would be really cruel. That wouldn't be fair on the poor little froggy. It's hard enough photographing them in the wild than trying to bring one into a house. No, that's cruelty. And these animals, I'm sure most of them are close to extinct or endangered. So yeah, you got to treat your little natural buddies with care. But with plastic comes responsibility. You don't want to have these plastic frogs end up in the ocean, because then they themselves will become pollution. So it's a bit of a tough one, but they make good models, put it that way. So I think now we can call this one quits.